Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and on this bonus episode, we've got Keep Up Radio, aka Whitney, who is absolutely killing it on TikTok, killing it in the Fortnite game. How are you?
Oh my. Hello. How are you? Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. First of all, the intro is so cute. I love that. Adorable. And I just watched the movie and it was just so nostalgic and so cute. Me and my husband watched it and he was obsessed with it. He was like, "Oh my God, look, it looks like a scroller game." And it was just the cutest thing. So
it was
I love that,
much fun.
Yeah, but thank you for having me. Thank you again. I get so happy when I see you pop into the TikTok stream. Anytime my friends come through, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, thanks for saying hi." And so thank you for the kind words about it. I'm having so much fun with it. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here and talk today.
Yeah, it's just awesome watching, like, like we were talking beforehand, I'll usually upload like a Nintendo meme, and while it's uploading, it goes to your friends immediately, and you're almost always there right at that same time. So I'll try to pop in and say what's up, and you're just killing it with Fortnite, and it's
thanks.
It's so cool to see. We met at TwitchCon. Like,
yes,
I don't even I met so many people there, which was just amazing. And it's like, yo, let's connect on Twitter or whatever the case may be. And then I don't know, I just kept seeing you more and more. I'm like, we gotta chat. Like, I wanna hear the story. So let's go back. Like you said, the Mario movie was kind of nostalgic. So where'd your gaming journey start?
Yeah, so I think honestly, my earliest gaming memory, I feel like, is playing Snake on my dad's like Nokia phone. Like, I just remember being obsessed with the little video game. It was like the screen wasn't even in color. It was like yellow and like blocks, So I remember doing that as a kid. And then the next like time in my life I remember video games is, and I think I told you this story with my friend growing up. Her brother had like a N64 with the cartridge, and if we were playing like Mario Kart, she would like rip it out if I was winning. And I really think that like made me who I am today, like it built character. And so that's like another memory I have. But then college, like we would play Smash all the time. It was like a week, and Bayonetta was my girl, and Kirby was my other player that I would play, and it was so fun. And yeah, just like even in high school too, like I did like RuneScape. That's when I got into like gaming on the computer. Like, so I'd play RuneScape, and then I played this MMO for a while called Conqueror, and then I played World of Warcraft. And so that was like my like high school era until League of Legends. And then that was like a game that I was super, super into. And then college, like I said, that was a lot of Smash. And then once I graduated college, Fortnite came out, and then the rest is history. And I'm just so obsessed with Fortnite, and it's my favorite video game. And yeah,
they do such a great job keeping it fresh. Like,
they do.
Like, I'm so excited. Like, I literally have Optimus Primes looking at me like on my speakers and stuff. I can't wait for this next season to come out. Like,
I'm so excited for next season.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. Well, let's dig into some of those. Like, were there any games when you were younger that you really kind of lost yourself in, or that like any games like that you just really, really, you look back on with some nostalgia?
Yeah, for sure. I think my like MMO days, like the one I played was called Conquer, was like the first one. And my friend in middle school, her older brother would play. And so she would play. And then she was like, "Oh, you have to like hop on this game." And I just remember like my summers, I would wake up and I would just play all day. And I'd only like leave the table to go to the bathroom and to eat. And the rest of the days I was sitting on the computer, building up my character, doing quests, and joining guilds. Like, I remember being in this guild at the time that I was like so obsessed with. Like, we probably were the youngest kids like there, and we used Ventrilo because there was no Discord, and like their Skype it was Ventrilo I was using, and I would like talk to everybody in this community. And like I just loved what came along with the gaming. Like, we all had something in common. And I think growing up, like I didn't always have the easiest time like making friends. And so I did have like my core couple of friends, but the again community that came with gaming, I think that really made me feel good. And so I like held on to that, and like it's always been a part of my life since. So yeah.
I love that. That's great. Well, when it comes to Nintendo in particular, any games that really stand out? I know you mentioned Smash, you mentioned Mario
Yes.
Kart. Like, did you play any other Mario Kart after the 64 incident, or was that
Oh
kind of
my gosh.
traumatizing?
I think I was a little scarred after that. I that and Smash definitely is the one that I have the most memories with, because I remember playing on when the Wii, they had like a Smash on the Wii, and we would play that for hours, and like we would go to my one friend's house cuz she had it set up in her basement with the TV, and so we would play and play. So yeah, Smash has that real nostalgia. I think I was scarred with Mario Karts. I always was like, "No Mario Karts, let's play Smash." Let's play Smash, please. So yeah.
And so you said you were a Bayonetta main. I'm guessing that
Yes.
on the Wii U, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bayonetta and then Kirby. Those were my two.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
when you guys would do Smash, was it more like a party game with items and stuff like that, or was it more competitive, like, no items, kind of more like a Street Fighter or whatever?
Yeah, it depended on the vibe that day. So sometimes we would have the items turned on, but we even ended up, it was my husband, now he's my husband. At the time he was my boyfriend. His roommate would like host like bracket tournament. And so we
Love it.
would like have everybody on the floor like coming through to play, and like it was just so fun. So definitely depended on the vibe, but it was always like, who wants to play Smash? Let's play. And yeah.
That's great. I'm a huge fan of Smash. In fact, last night after recording with Nightcrawler, we sat and played probably 10 matches, and the amount of swearing and
Yup.
but we've been doing it for years. Like, him and I have been playing since they announced Ultimate. We started taking it serious on the Wii U,
Hmm.
and so we have these kind of epic matches every
I
time we
love
throw
it.
down, because we've been our main sparring partners for years at this point. So
Uh-huh.
it makes it a lot of fun for sure. So,
I love that.
well, let's talk about Fortnite. Like,
Sure.
it when that did you were you into it immediately when it launched? Did you play like the survival, or was it once the
Mhm.
BR hit?
Yes, it was definitely once Battle Royale hit, because so I skipped a little bit of a era in my gaming journey that I forgot for 2 seconds, that I just remembered because it's a huge part of why I play Fortnite.
Okay.
For a while I was playing Minecraft
Got it.
and survival servers, but then Hunger Games came out, the movie, which I feel like inspired Minecraft. Hunger Games, which is this, it was like early Battle Royale, right? Like, you last person standing wins, and you get all these items placed around the server. And I was so obsessed with that format. I would play with my friends for hours. And then Tim, my husband, was like, this new game just came out. It's just like Minecraft Hunger Games. You got to try it. It's called Fortnite. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, I'll give it a go. And yeah, like we would play together, me, my husband, and our friend. And then, like I said, that was like end of 2017, early 2018. And that's right when I graduated college. So I was so used to like working all the time with like my schoolwork and stuff like that. And when I had my 9 to 5, 5 o'clock would hit. And at the time, my husband was working in the evenings. So I was like, oh, what do I do from 5 o'clock until he gets home? And Fortnite was there. And I would, 5 o'clock till 10:30, I would play Battle Royale with random people, with my friends, with anybody who wanted to play with me. And it even like translated into my work. So I was a digital marketer for a tech company. And I remember the mobile codes had come out, and Fortnite was the talk of my job because it was a tech company. So everybody was into video games. And I ended up literally getting my first job because my boss at the time was like, do you have any questions for me? And I was like, is that like a Razer Naga like on your desk? And he was like, yeah. How do you know? And I was like, oh, I game. So like I play League of Legends and I love this. So I think at that time we bonded over that in the interview, and I ended up getting the job. And so he was really into Fortnite too. And when I went into work, he was like, I was talking about the mobile codes. I got mobile codes. And he was like, can I have one? And I thought that was so funny because I think I had this idea in my head of like what a CEO is. But he was like, no, like I love Fortnite and I really want to play. Like, can I have a code? And I was like, of course. So Fortnite has been like this part of my life. And I ended up going back to my college and doing like a little interview with them right after I graduated, because I live in Buffalo, New York now. I'm originally from an hour north of New York City, the Hudson Valley area. Shout out to the 845 if anybody knows. But I ended up staying in Buffalo. And so I let my school know, like, hey, I'm not from here, but I stayed here because I love the city. And so they did a little write-up on me. And I have the footage from the interview where they're like, what are you doing right now when you're not working? And I'm like, Fortnite. All I play is Fortnite. And so I ended up using that clip for like an ad I did with Fortnite later on. So it's just been a part of my life. And I did not think I was ever going to be a streamer. Like, that was not something I planned. But my TikTok career like got to a point where I was like, okay, what am I going to do next? And I picked streaming, and then eventually picked Fortnite as my game. And now I'm the self-proclaimed queen of Fortnite. And it's been quite the journey, but a fun one for sure.
I love it so much. I'm actually working. I've been working on a book for a long time called "Video Games: The Best Waste of Time." And,
yes. Oh, great title.
And you know, like, just like you're talking about, like, Fortnite essentially changed your life.
Yeah, it
right?
did.
Like,
yeah.
And for me, it's been like Mario Kart has essentially changed my life, right? So like, I totally understand the amount of, like, could you ever have imagined, as you were just sitting and playing this game, you know, just for fun, that eventually, you know, the countless relationships and opportunities that would come your way because of this simple, you know, BR that like, like, and they had to like, what I love about Fortnite so much is that they had to pivot. They shifted their, you know, they went from the survival to like, okay, PUBG is killing it. Our survival thing didn't really pan out, but we got all these assets. Let's see. And then look, and now it's like one of the most amazing, like, kind of just like in pop culture. It's like, what is this thing? And you've got all, I mean, we're watching my gameplay right now and I'm playing as a stormtrooper.
Right.
You know, like, it's unbelievable.
I know. I constantly tell people, in what other video game can you play as Ariana Grande and knock down Naruto and send him back to lobby? No other video game can you do that. You can't. I'm like, it's amazing. And the collabs that they have, like, it's awesome. And I think they're doing such a good job. And I remember back in the day, like, League of Legends would do, like, I remember they did a collab with Louis Vuitton, and I was like, that is so cool that like they're taking the fashion and putting it into the game. And I was like, I just remember thinking that was the coolest thing. And the fact that Fortnite does that all the time, and they have disrupted the space so much that it's like, if you're not working with Fortnite, like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and they will go as far as to integrate POIs in the game, like when they put the Daily Bugle in Fortnite, you know? So they're killing it. And my little marketing heart, like, I get so happy watching that, because as I said, I was digital marketing was like what I went to school for. So to see, like, not only the video game, like the way they can like cross market these different events and movies and shows that are coming out, it's like, I love it. They do such a good job, and I'm so proud and honored to get to work with them and to have built a community around Fortnite.
Let's talk about that. So how did it go from just playing, you know, killing time in the evenings to you know, I'm sitting before royalty right now, the Fortnite queen. So
yeah, so like I said, I was digital marketing and social media marketing for work, and I worked for tech companies. I ended up working for like 3 different tech companies, like from 2017 through 2021. The first one was like a marketing tool. The second one was like a home service tool, like they would use it to manage their business. And then the third was like a food service CRM tool. And so the first 2 tech jobs I had, I went from marketing coordinator, and then I was promoted. And then the second job I had, I was a social media specialist. So it was like a promotion. But I kept finding myself getting a little frustrated. Just like having a vision for marketing, and maybe the person I was reporting to at the time wasn't seeing that vision. And I was like, okay, like maybe I have to go somewhere else and try. And then I went somewhere else, and I was like, okay, maybe I just love marketing so much that it's something I have to do for myself versus for somebody else. So for my third job, I was a customer success manager. So I just worked with clients who were buying the software, helped them with any, like, if they wanted a custom build to the software, I'd work with development to make sure we got exactly what they wanted into the software and that it functioned properly, QA and all that. And so I was like, I think I could do this job because I got a taste of customer success at my first job because I assisted with the team there. And I had done retail jobs from 16 to like 21. So I was very like customer service focused, I guess. And I have a lot of patience. I've been told I have a lot of patience with people, and I do like empathy is like a core value of mine. And so I was like, I want to do customer success because I think I can be really happy. I won't get as emotional or upset, I think, if something doesn't go the way I want it to. And I can do a good job 9 to 5, make my income, and then I can come home and do something on the side, social media related. And so that is where like Keep Up Radio started. I started a podcast called Keep Up Radio. The reason I called it that was because my social media handle, when I was applying for social media jobs, it's like a thing, I think, to have a witty handle. And so my Instagram and my Twitter is Keep Up With Me, like keep up with me, because my name's Whitney.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And so thank you. And so I was like, oh, I'll do Keep Up Radio for my podcast because radio was something I like grew up listening to and I loved it. And so I was like a little nostalgia there. But I'll be talking and it'll be great. And so I ended up creating the podcast and calling it Keep Up Radio. And I made my TikTok to promote my podcast. And I ended up coming up with tons of different content ideas. It is, I always say my TikTok was like 3 chapters. And chapter 1, I was doing celebrity news and fun fact videos because I love celebrity news and like pop culture. I was super interested in it back then too. And so I had an episode like kind of pop off on a pop culture topic that I discussed. And so I was like, okay, like I'll start doing more episodes about pop culture. And Ariana Grande's album was coming out like that year, like in a couple of weeks. So I was like, oh, I'll do an episode documenting her whole career and talking about each album that she released along with her life at that time. And after doing all the research for that episode, I was like, wow, I literally have learned so much about Ariana Grande. I feel like I know all these facts that like nobody knows, like that her 21st birthday was like Harry Potter themed, you know, just like random facts. And so I was like, maybe I should like post this somewhere. And I was like, at this point in time, I was so defeated with social media because I also had been like on the side trying YouTube and Instagram and all this stuff since 2017. So now it's 2021. And I'm like, I remember thinking like, I don't even know why I'm posting this video. Like, why is it going to be different about this one? You know, but something in me just said, let me do it anyway. And I did. And it blew up immediately. Like this was when I feel like some people still have this immediacy with TikTok, but I posted that video and it went viral right away. And I was like, oh, I have something. Like everything I've done in the past, like has prepared me for this moment to be able to identify what a viral piece of content looks like, how to craft a piece of content to pull somebody in. And I remember at the end of the video, I was like, comment down below and tell me who I should do next. So I already had the content ideas from the video going viral and people commenting them. So that was what I started my TikTok with, was the celebrity news and fun facts. And then I was like, okay, like I'm going to go expand and I'll do like karaoke trivia. And so this is like now chapter 2 is like karaoke trivia. And I start singing and I'm like, I had this catchphrase that was like, do you really know the lyrics to this song? Duet this video and let's see what you got. And so I would like gamify these videos and people started duetting them and it really popped off. And as it goes on TikTok, some people like loved that and some people wanted to make fun of me for doing it. And so when people like, I'm talking creators with like 7 million, 8 million followers on TikTok at the time are duetting my video and like making fun of me for singing whatever song I'm singing. And my personality is very like, okay, like people can say whatever they want, but I right now don't even have 100K. So if somebody is with 7 million followers is talking about me, I'm definitely gonna respond back. Like that's an opportunity. So I think everybody just saw me as this like bubbly karaoke trivia girl, but then I dropped a rap response on the person who made this video about me and I just came at them dropping bars. Some people loved it, some people thought it was silly, but either way, I think the fact that I responded in this way was it got a reaction out of people and I ended up being known as like the rap girl on TikTok. Like I would do rap responses if you said something like not nice to me. That's like chapter 2. And that was like it was a big growth period for me. And that's where Clout came to be. So I have my merch on right now.
Okay.
Yes. And maybe I could dive into the Clout story separately, but just to stay on how I got to Fortnite.
Okay.
Eventually, like Clout happens and I start to grow really fast now. And I'm like, okay, I need to diversify my platforms. Like I was very aware, like putting all your eggs in one basket is not a good idea. And so I was still working my 9 to 5 at this time. And I was like, I do not want to come home at 5 p.m. and do a YouTube video. Like, that's going to be way too much work, in my opinion. But I do have time to stream for 2 hours after work. I can like handle that. And so I decided to start streaming on Twitch. And I would play Fortnite because that was my favorite game. And I'd be like, hey, y'all, like, just come play Fortnite with me. Like, let's play Fortnite. And I realized people like loved it. And so I started like at the end of my rap battles, even though it wasn't about gaming, I'd be like, let's play Fortnite together and get the dub. And like, they'd be like, did she just say Fortnite? Like, was she just rapping and now she's talking about Fortnite? And then that started to grow. And so then I was like, okay, I'm rapping about mean comments I'm getting and I'm singing. Let me try rapping and singing about Fortnite. And that's what I did. And that eventually I was like, I'm going to call myself the queen of Fortnite. I'll make content about Fortnite. I'm the queen of Fortnite. And that's how I got to where I am right now. And that's chapter 3. And I always tell people I love chapter 3. This is where I plan to stay. I don't know what chapter 4 is, but I'm very much so enjoying chapter 3.
I love that. That is so incredible.
Thanks.
Like, and I love that you just, a lot of people shut down from negativity, and you just took it and spun it into something good. And that's so amazing. And look where you are now because of it, right?
Oh,
like
I know.
It's unbelievable. I mean, what are you on TikTok? You're at like what 1.2 million followers, right?
Yeah, kind of crazy. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. Yeah, imagine that many people in a
oh
in anywhere,
in
like
anywhere.
that's wild. That is so impressive. And so,
Thanks.
well, let's talk a little bit. Like, we could take a little detour real quick and talk about like what is Clout. What's the brand there?
Yeah, so one of the raps that I did when I was responding to mean comments, like somebody commented on one of my videos and was like, oh, your boyfriend lets you post this online, how embarrassing. And something about that, I was just like, I feel like I could do something with this comment. And one of the first like rap songs that I remember hearing growing up that really like stuck with me was Lil Mama's Lip Gloss. So I was like, my lip gloss is popping, my lip gloss is cool. And so I've always loved that song. I thought it was such a bop. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the instrumental from this song and I'm gonna rap and I'm gonna respond to this comment. And I wrote this rap. It's quick, so I'll do it. It was like, tons of like notifs. I could barely see the trolls, but every few times I read their keyboard chronicles. TikToker, ask your mans, let you post this on the talk. I post what I want. He supports nonstop. Oh, the hate is so mad. They hate to see me having fun. It's really super sad. The people shoot their shot and they try to call me out, but really want to diss so they can have some of my clout. And I said, like that because Lil Mama said crushes. So I was just following her flow from the song.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And like I was saying, in this time, people realized I was really growing very fast. And people realized if I leave a comment, she might make a rap about it. So that's why I said the people shoot their shot and they try to call me out, but they really want to diss so they can have some of my clout because I was getting so much clout from responding to all these comments. So that's where it came from. But then that the clout went completely viral. Like everybody's like they're saying clout, they're clipping it, they're reacting to it, and I was like, okay. And the marketer in me was like, okay, that's my catchphrase.
Yes.
It was an accident, but I know this is it. This is my word now. I'm the clout girl. And so that aspect, like I kept saying clout, but then when I started gaming, I got literally my first win, my first solo win, truly, genuinely ever, because I have been playing Fortnite forever, but I was not the best. Like I just played for fun and I loved it. So when I started streaming, I had never had a solo win up until that point, but I was streaming when I got my first solo win. And so when I got the win, I went, hey, let's go, Clout. And that went viral. So now it's literally like if you look up Clout in like Clout Girl on Twitter, my face comes up for a little bit. It was like a Twitter reaction that I would be scrolling and see myself, which was crazy. Or my friends would screenshot and be like, I saw you as a Twitter reaction, like you've made it. And I was like, that's bananas. But that's where the clout again, like I had this viral moment with Clout, and then I eventually dropped my merch, and now it has like a big meaning to me, I think, because I've never loved a bully, but I think as a creator, like you get so many unsolicited opinions from people. And for me, like clout really means like it's more like a rebuttal to anybody trying to tell you like don't do this or coming at you for just trying to be yourself and have a good time. Like you just want some of my clout. That's like what it means to me now. And that's like kind of the origin of it, right? And so it has become so much more. It's not just it's like a battle cry. It has a big meaning behind it of like just be yourself. Who cares what people think as long as you're having a good time and not negatively impacting society. That's what I say, like who cares? And so yeah, clout is like it's all a part of everything. I even have when I got my locker bundle in Fortnite, this is like the tweet that they sent. And it says, send them back to lobby with Keep Up With Me's locker bundle. Remember, they just want some of your clout. So I have it because Fortnite tweeted clout when I got my bundle. And so it is just, we love clout. We love her. She's amazing.
Okay. I want to unpack this a little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a lot going on, huh?
Because, well, you don't get to this point without such an immaculate mindset.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
and like it. I'm like so inspired, honestly, just listening to you talk about this. Because, I mean, we all go through different things, right? I'm thinking about my own life, and I know after going to therapy, and this is going to get deep for a gaming show, I understand, but I don't care. Like we're gonna go there.
Let's do it.
But I know for me, like I was programmed at a very young age, like from people telling me you're going to be nothing, you're never going to amount to anything, and like I've carried these demons like into my 40s, right? And so like I would literally take anything that was even good and I'd flip it on its head and be like, no, it's not that good. I would just always look at it negatively. There was no how have you been able to keep things so positive? Was it from a young age somebody like really like just speaking positive into your life? Like what do you think? And maybe I don't know if you can pinpoint it or not, but if you can, like what do you think has helped you keep this vibe of just like, yeah, I know there's an aspect of marketing to it, but without that mindset of like, yo, I'm gonna flip all this into good, it doesn't happen. How do you think you've had that mindset?
Yeah, that's a great question. And first, I'm sorry that people ever made you feel like whatever you were doing, you weren't going to amount to anything. Because that's not true, because you're also killing it. I have been seeing your stuff. I love your videos. Your website is amazing. I was getting inspired. I was looking at your website. I was like, oh, I love this. I love this. So I hope you are able to lower those voices, because that is just simply not true.
Oh, they're gone. Those voices are
Good.
gone.
I'm glad they're gone.
I don't got time for that. There's too much good happening to focus on anything negative. So
amazing. But yeah, I think for me, if I had to try and dissect it, I can remember at some point in my life, I just decided to choose like positivity over like I am very much so the glass is half full versus the glass is half empty kind of girl. I don't know when that happened, but I think choosing that mindset at some point in time really is an aspect of it. I think I actually like growing up, like it was very much so like you have to be like presentation was everything. And I think I rejected that. And I think part of that comes from my upbringing of like, I always say like I grew up watching Blue's Clues and Steve said, you could do anything that you want to do. And I like really took that and like ran with it. And so I was like, I can do anything I want to do. And I don't like this I have to like create this image to like impress the people around me. Cause like, why? And I think so it's a combination of like just not wanting to worry about the opinions of others, because I think growing up that was such a factor, and choosing positivity over negativity. And I just can't stand a bully. Like I really don't like when people just for no reason choose like negativity. But also something I keep in mind is most people don't act that way for no reason. There's probably something else going on in their life that's making them act that way, and they haven't dealt with that yet, and they're projecting. So I think, and I took communication was my major, and I focused in digital marketing and social media marketing, but I did take a lot of sociology and psychology classes, and I feel like that really teaches you about why people do what they do from a psychological standpoint. And so a combination of all those things, I think, is how I'm like, all right, well, I could sit down and go cry in the corner because this girl said my wig looks like this. Or I could use this as an opportunity because she's got 8 million followers and I only have 100K. So if I make a response and I'm dropping bars, she has to respond. And now it's a back and forth. And now people are watching. And like, even if not everybody is supporting me in that, somebody's going to watch that. I hoped somebody would watch that and say, wow, even though she's smaller, even though this person said A, B, C, and D about her, she's still bossed up, replied back, and then replied back again and again. Like it's kind of like I've just constantly been like this. Like people are pulling at me, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm still throwing punches. I don't care. And I always say, like, I'll never swing first, but I'll always swing back. Not physically, because I am not a violent person. Don't try it with me in person. I will call the police on you. Don't hit me. I always say that. But from like a metaphoric standpoint, like I love to do what I do. I'm trying to have a good time and I love to get a reaction out of people. But if you try to like come at me for that, I definitely will tell you A, B, C, and D in the most polite, nice way and entertaining way possible.
It's really interesting. You talked about how like you made a decision at one point to have the glass half full. Mm-hmm. And it literally hit me. I remember 8th grade. I made that decision, but it was always half empty. It was like I finally gave the big FU to everybody and then was like, but I was miserable. I was just like, and this is the way life is. I just made that decision. It's like it took a long time to undo that. And so like but moving forward, even with content and stuff like that, as people have been, negative, like just a week ago, it was like I kept getting, get your grandpa off the internet. What is this walking midlife crisis doing with his lip piercing and his eyebrow piercing, and so I would just have fun with it. And I'm like, all right, guys, it's my last day online. It's been a good run. I'm gonna see you later. And, see you in the old folks home or whatever the case may be. But like, it's a lot of times when I've dug into those conversations with some of those people, like not really engaging with the troll, but more like, what's going on here? Like this is kind of odd to say to somebody that you have
you don't know.
And then they're like, oh wait, there's a person here, and they kind of remember they're a person. And then sometimes there's been relationships formed or like, people added to the community because they're just like, hey, this is there's not every, I think a lot of people get online and they're like, we always have to butt heads and we always have to argue. And it's always like you actually don't have to. You can make friends with people. It's crazy. It's wild.
Oh, how that works. Yeah.
What did, as you responded, have there been any relationships built with some of those like bigger accounts or with, with anybody?
Yeah, it's so funny. Yes. I think it always depends, right? Like I know everything I ever did, I always say it's from an entertainment standpoint. Like I give people a little bit of grace, or at least back then when this was happening, I was giving them grace of like, that's like the craft that they chose. Like the person who specifically was making fun of me, that's kind of like all that person's content. And even though that's not my particular cup of tea or way I would want to make content, I respect that they're trying to entertain and get a reaction. And so if they're gonna you go that route, me too. I will react and for entertainment purposes. And I've always said, like, if any of the people that we had back and forth with, and some of them I have literally had conversations with eventually, like if they wanted to sit down and like talk about it, because these were happening and we weren't like, people were like, do you plan these? I'm like, no, I don't plan these. I wake up just like you and I see somebody talking about me and I go write my rap and I upload it. And that's all the exchange we've ever had. And I also would find like sometimes people would be like, oh my God, do you want to do like a rap battle like you did with this person? And I'm literally like, well, no, like I can't fake it, like in that moment, this person's calling me out and I gotta respond for real. And even if after the fact we talk about it and we're like, oh, it was entertainment, it was okay. And like we are on a mutual understanding, like it was not something that I could formulate or fake. Like the energy that comes out in me when somebody like makes a video or says something that influenced the writing was like, that can't be faked.
Sure.
But yes, to answer the question, some of the people I never talked to, but some people I did, like a person that was really big that we had a lot of back and forth with, that I did was Acrello. People might remember from the Leave Acrello Alone. That was like a TikTok thing, and he was a big creator on that. He's not posting there anymore. I think he's more on YouTube. But anyway, we had like a very like ongoing like back and forth, and then eventually we like went on live together, and we were like, hey, like, it's all good. Like, we're both entertainers, and we're both just trying to have a good time. And I always said, I don't take it personally, even if everybody has different sense of humor. If I don't choose to joke about people's like physical features and stuff like that, that's just like a person in me. But some people do have that humor, and if they decide to go that route for the entertainment, I'm an entertainer too, and I'm like excited about the opportunity to respond, even if I don't respond the same way or the same level or hitting the same points they did. I'm just excited to have that moment where we get to like create content that people are like, oh my God, what's going on here? Does she hate him? Does he hate her? Who knows what's going on? Is it planned? Is it not? And I think I'm also an entertainer at heart. Like, growing up, I did gymnastics and cheerleading, and I was very shy, and I was not very talkative. And I was like, as I said, I had a hard time making friends, but cheerleading for me was like everything, because I was a flyer. So for that moment when I was like in the air and that was the person people were watching, like, I remember the rush that I got from that. And I think that is another reason why I love to do what I do. Like, I love to create a reaction and be the topic of conversation of people being like, why is it real? Is it fake? What is she doing? So yeah.
It's amazing, and like I said, it's a vibe. There's, I watched it firsthand this morning. Somebody came in, was being negative, and you were just like, yo, more power to you.
Yep.
Like
always.
There you go.
I agree with. Yep. Yeah, people will come in and they'll be like, oh, like, this streamer is better than you, or this person's this. And I'll be like, all right, I respect your opinion. Also, I've met that person. She's so nice. I love her too. So we're in agreement. We both love her.
Yeah.
Love that. Or I'm better than you at Fortnite. I love that for you. Slay.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
One of my favorite replies for people when they're negative usually is, I just say, really?
Really?
Like, and it's usually in text, like in the comments. Mm-hmm. They will always come back. And then I'll just hit them with another one, and then another one, and then it's just really, really, really. And then finally they're like, are you going to say something else? And I'm like, really, I just was hoping you would keep coming back for engagement, because it helps boost the content.
Yep. Yep.
And they're like, and then they don't say, they're like, they're in this position now. Right. Do I say one more thing?
Yep. That's it. And that's how every stream I end, I always say to my keepers, my supporters, thank you so much for being here. I love you the most. I love that we vibe and like we love the same music and everything. And I say, and to the haters, thank you for the views and thank you for the engagement. I hope regardless of if you're a keeper or a hater, you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Like, then that's the energy I keep. I always say, like, if you love me, I love you. If you like me, I like you. If you hate me, I don't care. But that doesn't mean we can't eventually be friends. Like, people be like, da 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 in the comments, and I'll say A, B, C, and D back, and they'll be like, I was just kidding. I actually really like you. And I'm like, don't gaslight me, first of all, because you weren't joking. But if you want to apologize, or if you want to be friends, we could be friends now. It's okay. I don't hold grudges. But don't gaslight me, because you said what you said, but we can move on. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. So you talk to me about this, the locker pack or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
What I'm so intrigued by this. I'm just how did Epic reach out? I don't know. I mean, obviously say what you can or what you can't,
sure.
I don't, but I'm just curious with the story behind it, like kind of your reaction when you know, when the ball started rolling, like you had to have been over the moon.
Oh my gosh, so excited. And so I have my locker bundle also pictured behind me here with the items that I picked. And Epic reached out and they were like, hey, we want to talk to you about something. And I was like, ooh, okay, what's it going to be? And so, because I have a very good relationship with Epic, so it's always been amazing anytime I get to talk to them. But they were like, yeah, like we want to give you a bundle. And I was like, oh my God. And at this point in time, I knew what a bundle was. So I was like, so exciting. Yay. And so, I got to pick some of my favorite items that are already available in the game. A lot of people were confused because when I got my bundle, I cosplayed as Kyra. So a lot of people who aren't as familiar with Fortnite thought it was me, that's different. That's an icon skin. There's only like a couple people that have them. And so people are like, they did you dirty. They didn't make it look like you. I said, it's not supposed to be me. It's just my favorite character. It was the first first outfit that I bought like in Fortnite. And so I've always used her. I love her outfit because it's like my uniform, like a crop top with like a pant and a heel. That's like what I wear when I'm like out and about in the street. So I love that. And she's just like ready to go. So I put Kyra in there, and then I added 2 emotes and a gun wrap. So like the wrap is gold and black because gold and black are my favorite colors, gold, black, and red. But I picked the gold and black. And then the 2 emotes I picked were like brush your shoulders off because of course the haters are always gonna try me, but I just brush my shoulders off. I keep going. We're having a good time. And then the other one was a Rubik's Cube emo, or like it's called like Solve the Cube, and solving a Rubik's like a cube because my husband like loves Rubik's Cubes, and he showed me like how to solve my first one. And we've been together. We're high school sweethearts. So I've been with my husband since I was like 17. And so I just wanted to add an element to him because he's like the most supportive person ever. Like I couldn't have asked for a better partner in this and job that I've decided to pick because, as much of feedback that I get from people that don't know me, I obviously value my friends and my family and my loved ones close to me more than anything. And just to have someone like him be so supportive, never make me feel bad about anything I've posted, he's like, you got it, you know what you're doing. So just do what you're doing and I'll support you. And so I had to pay a little homage to him because I love him so much. So yeah, and then it came out in February 1st of this year. It was amazing. It was so fun. Like I have the video reaction of like I was live, and of course the item shop changes at a specific time. So I'm doing the countdown and I was like, oh my God, I'm in Fortnite. And like you see my name in there, and it was just so cool. And like I have my friends from when I was younger, like when we would game together and play games. And it's something we laugh about now because I always loved video games again for the community and for like the fun of it. I wasn't always the best player in the room by any means. But they're like, it's so funny. Like Whitney was not the best player. And literally we have a joke because one time I had a laptop that was literally duct tape falling apart and we had a LAN party. And I was like, guys, don't laugh at my laptop. And then I pulled it out and everybody laughed because it was like duct taped and in such shape. But they're like, it's so funny that like that's where Whitney started. And now she's like the video game streamer and plays games all the time. And so it was really cool to like go back into like my high school like Discord and be like, guys, like how cool is this? And so yeah, it was an amazing experience. And literally now I'm like, if anybody tries to tell me anything, I'm like, look, only like 50 something people have locker bundles and I'm one of them. So you can't tell me anything. I keep surprising myself is what I keep saying. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, it's just been so fun. I love Fortnite, love Epic Games.
So when, and I'm going to say when, not if, they do put you in the game.
Oh my gosh.
I am foreseeing an emote of you sitting down at a desk, opening a laptop where the top of it just falls off and then you put it back.
Imagine. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That would be really something.
One day, I'm speaking it into existence now. So
well, I always say like when people bring this up, I'm like, well, I'm so honored that you would want to see something like that. And I love to just live in the moment with things. Like I didn't ever think I was gonna get a bundle. I didn't think I would work with Fortnite. I never envisioned any of this. So anything that comes my way, I keep surprised. I've already done more than I thought I could ever do when it comes to creating content. So I'm just excited for the future and whatever that has in store for me. So, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think you're just getting started. Honestly,
I think
it's just beginning. You're doing amazing things. So, and it's such an amazing vibe that people can't help. There's the saying that your vibe brings your tribe, right? And that's like, That is abundantly clear with the with what you're doing and just in the gaming community. It's a really good thing, and I'm so stoked that we randomly met at TwitchCon to be able to sit down and do this. So, well, where can people connect with you? Where are all the places?
Yes. So I always tell people right now, like, if you want to see behind the scenes of like what my life is like outside of streaming, I'm super active on Snapchat. I'm Keep Up Radio on there. And if you look, you'll know it's me because I am verified on Snapchat. It's the only platform to like officially verify me because of my clout, I guess, if you want to say. So Snapchat is Keep Up Radio. I'm Keep Up Radio really everywhere. TikTok, even if you search on Twitter and Instagram, even though that's not my handle, I come up because it's in my display name. I do my morning streams on TikTok every morning, Monday through Friday. I do viewer games, so I play with my viewers on Tuesdays on YouTube and Thursdays on Twitch. And yeah, if you want to see my random thoughts, I'm on Twitter as well. But yeah, Keep Up Radio everywhere.
I love it. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out today. And
of course, thank
I
you
have
for
a feeling
me.
We'll be doing this again.
Anytime you want, I'm ready.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.